Prices have skyrocketed in Miami, but so have interest rates. So shouldn't Miami prices drop soon? Let's find out. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for several weeks now. When are condo prices in Miami going to start dropping? People are asking me left and right. It's no secret Miami has been one of the hottest real estate markets in the world for the last 2 years. And yes, we are seeing a slowdown in sales that started in the third quarter of last year. But what we are not seeing, even with the drops in sales numbers, is a drop in pricing. In fact, we saw increases in the fourth quarter of 2022 when it came to pricing. I'll run through some quick stats in a second, but first let's talk about why. But before we start, if you like our market insight videos and find videos like this valuable, like and subscribe to us so we can send you more your way. Now, let's get into it. So here's a quick review of the why of why sales slowed down and what that means for prices ongoing. The second half of the year where we had the slowdown is usually slow for us here, but the last 2 months of the year still had more sales than the last 2 months of 2019. So even though sales were significantly slower, for example, in the fourth quarter of this year, historically, we still had pretty strong sales. We also saw months of inventory jump in Q4, which basically is a signal that the market is becoming imbalanced and going towards being a buyer's market. But that actually happens in Q4 of almost every year. And then once we get into the high season of sales, which starts in January, the months of inventory drops back down again. And that's what we're expecting to see again this year. We also had lots of hesitation in the last half of the year because of rising interest rates and the talk about recession. But Miami is one of the highest concentration of cash buyers in the US. So rising interest rates don't always impact us as acutely as other markets, and we found that to be the case here too. To give you an idea, 43% of all sales in Miami-Dade County were cash, and over 60% of luxury 1 million plus properties were cash. As I mentioned before also, people were talking about a looming recession in the last half of the year, worried about what's going to happen in 2023. But as we've headed into January, people have calmed down when predictions for recessions grew a little bit less negative across the board. And inflation kind of calmed down. But ultimately, housing is a hedge against inflation. And in any case, inflation calmed down a bit. And finally, our market is different than many others, as we've been heavily fueled by domestic buyers from other big cities, which is not unusual. But we historically are a big international market. So internationals are coming back in droves post-pandemic, and they're primarily cash buyers. So we have both the domestic buyers and the international buyers. And the international buyers are driven by social and political instability in their home countries, and right now there's a lot of that lately in South America. And finally, people keep moving here. Neither inflation nor interest rates change all the reasons people want to move here. Check out our other videos where we get into all the details of why people keep moving to South Florida, and there's a lot of reasons. We don't see any signals that we're going to see any price drops coming in the luxury market anytime soon, or really any part of the market. So let's break this down for buyers. Basically, waiting may not serve you. Interest rates have come down to the lowest they've been in the past few months. If you want to buy, you certainly don't have to rush, but certainly trying to time the market may backfire or may simply be a waste of time. So what does this mean for sellers? Some sellers thought they missed the perfect time to sell, thinking that was late spring or early summer of 2022. Simply not true. If you want to sell when the going is good, it's definitely good now. January through April bring the most buyer demand. But if you're also worried about whether holding onto your property will backfire, we see a stable market with steadily rising prices. So you're good. If you like what you see, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on TikTok and Instagram. And stay tuned for our fourth quarter and year-end market summary video as well. I'm Sep, thanks for watching, have a great day.